Hey guys, and welcome back for another weekend shave video. And today's video is dedicated to my good friend Claudio Portugal, who's really one of my favorite people in the world. Let's start. It's wintertime now. A little Irish coffee, and I made a video on the recipe for this, which I will post. Cheers, Claudio, and the rest of you. Oh, that's good stuff. Way better than anything Rico could make, I assure you. Okay, to start with, yes, I'll be actually shaving as I always do. Just thought I'd show the morons out there who used to say, oh, you know, I'm having a beard. Please. All right. For the soap today, we're going to use Wickham Super Smooth. This is the Club Cola. This is one of my favorite scents of all time and one of my favorite soaps. I think it's just excellent. So before I get into Claudio, some disturbing, I should say, things been going on in the shave community since I've been on sort of a hiatus. For one, I come back and I see all these guys with Key West butt ticklers. For those of you who don't know, that's a 70s style porn stash, as it were. Look at them and you'll know what I'm talking about. I see Rico with the Key West butt tickler and the scraggly beard coming back. I see David Gonzalez, Kojak. I mean, November is over, guys. You got to get rid of that stuff. You're going to be arrested, most likely, looking like that. Anyway, oh, this stuff, man. It smells, I can't describe what it smells like other than to say it is just absolutely one of my favorite scents. And of course, I'm using Blason, which I still love. And if you hear anything down on the floor, the dogs are in here. They don't like to leave my side very often, and I'll show them at the end of the video. Believe it or not, I get more comments about the dogs than anything, so I'll show them to you. All right, let's wet the face and get going. Stand by. I realize now as I look at the clock, I'm sort of doing a Busta video here. I'm 2 minutes in, and the brush hadn't even touched my face, and that's Busta-esque, if you will. Oh man, this soap, I love it. If you can get it, I recommend it. I think it's outstanding. It's just wonderful. Let's add a little water. Just really one of the great scents and soaps. Unfortunately, I don't think they carry it in the US anymore, but you can still get it direct, last I checked, from Wickham. And by the way, today I'm going to use a Fat Boy for the inspector, David Fernicola. Because I don't know if I've ever used a Fat Boy on video. To be honest, for the longest time, I wasn't very enthused with vintage razors. And then I just kept using it. And eventually, I took a liking to the Fat Boy. So I ended up keeping it. And it's only one of, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 razors that I kept. So I really like it now. Try to be quiet a lot of times when I get the stash area, because for me that's one of the more sensitive areas and I don't want to slip up there. The Fat Boy is just a comfortable razor. You know, as you know, it's classic. Those of you who have been in the hobby for any amount of time know what a Fat Boy is and the legend behind it. All right, let me rinse my face, come back for pass 2. But before we get into replying lather, let's have a little more Irish coffee. Like I said, nothing Rico makes can touch that. It'll make you go, go, go. All right, let's talk about the man of the day today, which is Claudio. Why do I like Claudio, or why have I always liked Claudio? I don't know. He's just a gentle soul, a great spirit, if that makes any sense. A very likable person. He's positive. He likes to have fun. He doesn't take himself seriously. He's really everything to me that's good about this hobby. And, you know, my last couple of videos, I referenced the crazy people. Well, you know, for every one crazy person, there are 9 or so other good folks. So Claudio is at the top of that list for me. He's a guy that whether I was in wet shaving or not, I would keep in touch with Claudio. And, you know, I can say that about a lot of guys, but definitely Claudio. When we say, you know, in Razor and Brush, we refer to it as a brotherhood. That is absolutely the case with Claudio, because he's just a great guy. Anybody who has been around him or is familiar with him or reads his posts, or those of you fortunate enough to have met him, which I have not been, hope someday I do get to meet him, you understand why we have these days like this. We get the stash. See, David Gonzalez and Rico and Kojak, this is how you remedy that problem that you have with that Key West butt tickler. Just like that. Boom. Instantly transformed to a respectable man. Just like that. All right, back to Claudio. Claudio last year, in the wintertime, made a trip to New Orleans and then New York City on vacation. And, you know, New Orleans is my favorite city to visit. And I was really happy. He hit a lot of the great spots, and you know, Cafe Du Monde, and he brought back several boxes of a beignet mix. I was just showing him the other day that we have some here too. All right, rinse the face, come back for pass 3. Anyhow, Claudio was thoroughly enjoying himself in New Orleans, and recently the prodigy, Zach Bram, who's the son of Tom, went to New Orleans, and from what I can tell, I haven't talked to him much, but he had the same feeling. It's just a great city to go and have a good time, you know. Now, granted, like every metro city, there are problems with crime, but generally speaking, you stay in the French Quarter, where I like to stay, and just walk around. I don't drive anywhere when I'm in New Orleans. When I get there, the car goes in the garage or hotel garage, and it stays there. We just walk around and have the best time. And so, anyway, Claudio looked like they had the time of his life. And, you know, myself having been down there many times, I could, you know, sort of enjoy it with him, seeing those sights and everything that I love. So I was very happy that Claudio, checking on the dogs, had a chance to enjoy my favorite city. And then he went on up to New York and met with a bunch of guys. I wish I could had made that meetup, but it was right after, I think it was in January and right after Christmas and on. Just wasn't a good time for me to be traveling. I don't know if I'll ever make another shave meetup, to be honest with you. I had a good time. Well, let me take that back. I had a great time in Chicago. And not only with the, you know, the meet, but just spending time with Zach and Tom and having a chance to meet a lot of the other guys who I won't name, because if I do name them, I'll forget someone, and I don't want to do that. So I had a wonderful experience, but believe it or not, that kind of limelight really isn't for me, despite the fact that I make videos and put myself out there. I've never looked at myself as a celebrity by any stretch, and I'm not. But people do get to know you from the videos, and naturally, some want to meet you. And, you know, although I have no problem meeting people, to tell you the truth, it's not the most comfortable thing for me. But I can certainly play the part, and so I did. And I did have a good time, don't get me wrong. But, you know, I think we spent maybe 2 or 3 hours there, and that was good for me. That was really all I needed, because being around a lot of people like that for hours on end, I don't know if I would have enjoyed it. Maybe I would have. I don't know. All right, let's rinse the face and come back and do the post. Stand by. So getting to what I was speaking to there, I wish I'd made the New York meet, because Claudio was there, and he's one of the people that I wanted to meet, and Pete and Scavone, and, you know, a lot of other people. that I certainly would have liked to have met. And again, I don't know if I ever make another shaving meetup. I like to do this video stuff, now and then. I enjoy the hobby, but I don't know if that I'll travel for the purposes of a meetup. Let's apply some more Thayer's Witch Hazel. Of course, as you know, magic. It's made by witches. And we'll close this thing up. Now, the thing I'm going to use here is another scent that I think is one of the all-time greats in shaving. This is Reef Point Earl Grey and Ginger. It is tremendous, folks. I don't know anybody who's ever tried this who hasn't liked it, be it the soap or the aftershave. And trust me, when I first heard Earl Grey and Ginger, I may have said Earl Grey and tea, but I mean Earl Grey. I thought, I don't know, because, I don't really care for tea that much, but I got to tell you, this stuff is excellent. I mean, it's just a great, great scent. So, check that out if you haven't. The soap hit the spot. Razor, the Fat Boy hit the spot. David Fernicola, Inspector. And of course, the brush did. No question about that. Again, I want to say, Claudio, it's a pleasure to know you. We appreciate your participation. We appreciate your uplifting spirit, the fun that you bring to the table, and hopefully we will always be in contact because you're one of the great guys out there in this hobby. Thanks, everybody. Before I go, let me give you a look at the pups here. Stand by. Okay, so we have the pups here, and right here you see Leroy. He's a year old now. Hey, Leroy, what you doing? Yeah, he's a good boy. And this little girl is Lexi, and she was born in July, so she's not very old now, but they're the best of friends, and they stick with me pretty much all the time. Very good dogs. I enjoy them. They really do bring a lot of joy to my life. Anybody who has pets knows that they give unconditional love, and that's what I really enjoy about pets. So there they are, guys, and they're wonderful. You guys have a great day.